It is preparing. Why am I? Oh, we're on Facebook Live. Tanya, how are you today?
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. Hey, everybody in
You're,
Facebook and Zoom world. Welcome to Live Chat with Tanya Roberts. Today is Saturday, June 6th. We have moved it to Saturday because some people were they were upset, Tanya. They were crying that they couldn't chat with you because they had to work. So we've moved it to Saturday.
well, at least everybody's going back to work.
Yes. Oh, I think they were already working, but
Oh,
yeah, we're slowly opening up. I think we're opening too fast, but that's just me. But
I
I think,
agree with you.
yeah, I think the numbers are different. Everybody on Facebook and Zoom, hi, welcome. If you want to chat on camera, you can go to the Zoom. On this side has the Zoom, actually this way, has all the Zoom information if you want to come onto Zoom and chat live on video. Those of you in the room of Zoom, if you want to chat live on camera, please raise your hand and I will put you on my trusty list here and we will bring you in the room. So let's see who we're going to bring in the room. Claudine Martin is going to be the first one to be brought into the room. We're bringing her in now.
Claudine,
I feel like
can you hear me?
she is not here yet. Oh, she's coming now.
I
Yeah, that's
see
it.
you.
Hi, guys.
Oh, it's
Can you hear me?
Claude.
Yeah, it's Claude, not Claudine.
Sorry, Claude.
Yeah, no problem. Hi, Tanya.
Sex change anyway.
How are you?
Fine, how are you?
Pretty good. So, hi, Mike, by the way. So I just want to say
Hello.
that I do care about both of you, since you were both saying that nobody cares about you. You know, in LA right now, it's kind of funny, that at first you had the COVID-19, so you were confined. Then you were kind of able to go out, and then you had the riots. So then they had the curfew because of it. So it's almost like they pull you back in, huh?
Crazy, let's face it, the world is never going to be the same, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's completely
Okay.
nuts.
You know, Tanya, last time you mentioned that you used to live in Toronto.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
got,
So
well, no, there. I lived there for a few years.
for a few years, yeah, because of your mother, right? Because I saw that on when I went online.
Oh, no, English. My dad got transferred up to Canada.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
which
Okay.
was a really beautiful city. Why are you from Toronto?
No, I'm from Montreal. That's why I mentioned you to last chat. Yeah. And then I think you said I used to live in Toronto, but I kind of missed the first part. I just heard like live in Toronto. So the next day I went on online to check it out to see exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah.
So I figured out. Okay, so one question I have for you today is that, you know, when you had your like I forgot the term now, your audition for Charles Angels, I read that there was 2,000 candidates to replace Shelley Hack. Is that true?
Oh, there were. They went on a global search.
Yeah.
But it ended up coming down to, I think, most of us were from LA.
Okay. All
But
right.
yeah, it was very weird because Aaron Spelling, the producer, called me up the night before and said, "We're going to call you at 6 o'clock in the morning if you got it. So you got to be ready to get out and get in the limo and go and have your picture taken and everything." So
Okay.
I'm up all night waiting, right? So I'm looking like the dregs of who knows where. And I got up and got the limo and went over there and took pictures.
Okay. All right. Okay. Another question I had for you is, was there a moment that uh, you knew you would become an actress? Was there a moment in your life that it kind of clicked? I know you did some modeling at first.
No, I always wanted to be an actress.
Oh yeah, even when you were a little girl.
Well, not a little girl. My little girlhood was playing with bugs and beating up boys. But otherwise, when I got to be about 14, I decided that I wanted to be an actress.
Oh, okay. All right. That's great. Okay. So that's basically the question I had for you today. So thank you very much for chatting with me. I appreciate it. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Bye,
Have
Mike.
a good day. Fantastic. Our next person in the Zoom will be Philip. I think we've talked to Philip many times from Madrid. He's coming in the room right now. Oh, how are the puppies? Well, he's not here yet. Now he's coming.
Did you ask how my puppies were, or how are your puppies?
How your puppies are? I don't have puppies.
Puppies are great.
Nice.
One of them's in the hall because she'll run out in the backyard and bark, and all the neighbors will bitch at me. So she has to sit in the hallway, but I see her little white feet. So cute.
Oh, sweet. Hello, Philip. How are you?
Hi, how are you both? How are you?
Terrific.
Yeah? How was your week?
The what?
How was your week?
Oh, it was good. You know, I mean, I was basically watching television all day because there's nothing to do. I take my hike in the morning and then I come home and watch TV, and it's the same news over and over and over about all the protests, which are really good. I mean, of course, we need them like crazy. I mean, God, we've always needed them, but ever since George Floyd Jr. And everybody was very positive, and it was really uplifting and nice.
Okay, that's one of the questions I had for you today. It's clear that those are very tough times with the pandemic, with the riots, and how do you see things coming from that in the short term or in the midterm? Are you optimistic, or are you worried about the future or the near future? How do you see that?
Oh, no, I'm not worried. I just think that it's about time that we gave Black people their rights in this country, because we've held them down and never held them up. And in most cases, their mother is their only family, and the father left. And it's a cycle that just keeps completing itself again and again and again. And it just doesn't give kids any rights or anywhere to start from. So that's really got to change, and that's got to change through education and, you know, and after school programs and all that stuff, which kids from lower income brackets don't get. It's just not fair. So I think that was really good, all the protests this week.
Okay. So on a brighter or lighter note, I was making some cleaning in my house, and I found that, which is a Japanese book that I must have had. Yeah, that I must had when I was, I guess, a teenager, very long ago, with very beautiful photos. I don't know if you remember that. or this one, of course. I don't know how I got that, because it's Japanese, clearly, but well, it's a good memory. And I was throwing magazines, but I said no, I won't throw this one. I will keep it. If I meet you one day, I'll make it you sign. You remember that?
Yeah, they were in every language on the planet. You
And
know,
that magazine's worth quite a bit of money too. So don't throw it away.
No, I'm gonna keep it.
Don't throw it
And
away.
just a last thing I wanted to read to you. in Instagram, I am following a page which is Charlie's Angels Spain, Charlie's Angels Spain. And well, they're doing like a history of Charlie's Angels. And it's the last resume. And they said, in the 5th season, everyone agreed that working with Tanya Roberts was joyful because she was always friendly, always smiling, always positive, and it was always a pleasure working with her. So that's what I have read this week in this Instagram page.
You know why that was? Because they were dying to get off the show because it was the 5th season. So I was a breath of air because it was new to me and I wanted to stay on the air. But in those days, didn't stay on the air more than 5 seasons. Most of it did.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was really excited and they were all, they wanted to get off the show already. So we got off the show. What can I tell you?
In fact, we've already spoken about a reunion, the possibility of reuniting the angels. And you said several times that it's difficult, but do you think both of you, in fact, Mike and you, Tanya, what do you think we fans can do to provoke a reunion? Is there something we can do?
You have to do a lot of begging because I don't think either of the other angels would want to do it. You know, Jacqueline and Cheryl, but you know, they did their time on the show.
But just a show, a reunion show, like they did, for example, with Knots Landing or with Dallas.
Yeah,
no?
I don't know. I've never heard of it happening, but it's possible. It's possible.
It's possible.
Let's
doubt
hope.
it, but it's possible.
Okay, so we finish with this positive note. So have a great weekend, both of you, and thank you again. Thank you again for chatting with me. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
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 Okay, Tanya, we're going to go to Facebook for a couple questions. Andre asked, what was it like working with Jag Murada, Mundhra, with the 2 movies, Night Eyes and Legal Tenders, that you starred with him?
Yeah, he was very sweet. He was Indian from East India, and he was a vegan, like I was sort of at the time. I've always been struggling because the people I live with aren't vegan, and so it's really hard to get what you want when they don't want, they want meat or chicken or something. So it's really hard to go vegan unless you're living by yourself or unless you marry a vegan or something.
Yeah.
But he was really nice, really great, very friendly, spoke beautiful English, by the way, better than his vocabulary was better than some of the people on the set. I mean, he was very well educated and had shot many movies over in India, and I really liked him. He was a good guy.
Nice. All right. Let's see what else we have. 007 Travelers ask, hello, Tanya again. How are you? Greetings from Finland. What's the best memory of Christopher Walken's you have filming A View to a Kill?
The best memories I have was him coming on to All the Girls. I hate to say it, guys. That's what he was. He was a real womanizer at the time. And otherwise, he was very sweet and easy to work with. And he was just what you see in the screen. His exact demeanor and articulation of words and he's always been the same. And so he didn't surprise me at all, but he did have blonde hair, which was a switch.
Nice. Caroline asked, do you like cats? I saw a beautiful 19 cats.
I love cats. and I wish I could have a cat, but I have a parrot. I've got 2 dogs and a parrot, and the cat, I don't think, I mean, if we got it as a kitty, maybe, but I don't think it's too good an idea to do. Although the guy who I bought my first African gray from said to me, "That's not true at all. I have cats and they get along great with the birds." So, but, you know, I don't know. But I sure would love a kitten. I love cats. I've always had cats.
Yeah, she saw the picture I posted of you and your the black cat from the 70s or the 80s. Do you remember that?
No, it was a Siamese cat.
It was a Siamese cat.
Siamese.
Now Lori asked, which actor and actress would you most like to star in with the sitcom?
Oh God. Jesus. Eugene Levy, I'd love to. And let me see. I can't think of anyone offhand who I'd love to star with on a sitcom. Someone older. I always think of older people as funnier. So I think I'd like to star with someone, but you know, they'd never do a sitcom. Someone like Steve Martin or someone like that, but you know, they're way past their television days. So that wouldn't happen. But Eugene Levy just has a new show called Schitt's Creek. Schitt's Creek, believe it or not. And I've been binging it like crazy, and it's great.
It is an amazing show.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Exactly.
And it's riot. It's really riot.
It is wild. I've watched 1 through 4 already. I have not watched the 5th season yet.
Yeah, me too.
So everybody, we're going to bring Scott in the Zoom room. If you want to join us in Zoom, all the information is in the Facebook description, and you can talk live on your camera if you like. So we're going to bring Scott Johnson in. Of course, we're going to see what Scott has for his background, because you know he always does the most stunning backgrounds. So I hope he doesn't disappoint today. I hope so. So he should be coming in any second. What?
We're waiting, Scott.
Oh, here he is.
Here's Scott.
Oh, there he is.
Hey. Oh, that's a good one.
I am doing most excellent. And yourself?
I'm doing great.
Well, you're
Really
looking
great.
You're definitely looking great as always.
Well, it's real cold here, believe it or not, for California. It's in the low 70s or something. So at least it is in my house. So it's unusual because normally it's really warm. But I live up in the hills and I have like a view house. So there's no houses anywhere around me. So I get all kinds of breezes and winds, and so it's always cooler up where I live. I never even have to use my air conditioning. It's that cool.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, it is.
Well, my question for you this week is, do you remember anything about filming the video game Pandora Directive?
Oh God, yeah, I do. Wow, I do. They wanted to get into video games. They were in somehow involved with the internet. I don't know quite how. And they wanted to do that. And so I auditioned and no, I didn't audition. They just offered it to me. And it was very trippy. It was like shooting a video kind of. It was good. It was fun.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. I actually have one other question to ask. If you could jump into a time machine and meet anyone in history, who would you meet?
Oh God, that's a tough one. Oh God. there's so many people out there I'd like to meet. Maybe I'd like to meet Charlie Parker, the sax player, because he was a very romantic guy and an incredible sax player. And yeah, they used to call him the Bird. And I guess I'd like to meet him the most because I love music and I love jazz music. And so, yeah, I guess he's the one.
All right. Well, very cool. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Mike. You guys have a great weekend.
You too.
And again, great talking with you once again.
Good to talk to you too. Have a great weekend and keep safe.
Thank
Good
you,
to see you,
too.
Scott.
Bye.
Bye.
So we're going to fly over to Facebook again with some fabulous questions they're asking over there. Ron asked, are you still making movies or are you retired from the industry?
No, I haven't. I'm just looking for another sitcom. Looking desperately for a sitcom and I can't find one. And that's my favorite form of entertainment, better than film and better than 1 hour because you work 5 days a week and you work half days and you can live at home and it's just the best. You work in front of a live audience, so it's like being on stage and that's what I'm looking for.
Perfect.
You know, you gotta look and then you'll find maybe.
Hopefully. Aline asked, were you scared of any animals you worked with on Sheena?
No, I have no fear of animals at all, none. I love all animals, including insects. I basically, I'm just not afraid of them for some reason. I love them. I love animals. They're my favorite. I mean, I even love animals more than people, I think, because they're so innocent and they're so innocent. They don't want to take anything. They just eat what they need to eat to survive. And they get along just fine. And their animals are great. So, yeah, I had no fear at all. And I was the first one who ever rode that elephant. And no one told me that at the time. I found out like 6 months later or something. They would have had a fit over at Columbia if they knew that I was the first one who ever got on her. Because, you know, a human being getting on an elephant could, you know, upset her because she had never had anyone sitting on her neck before. But she was as cool as can be, and she was great. She was the sweetest thing. And she's alive and living in Virginia, West Virginia.
Nice. Nice. Jeff Barr asks, tell us about your time as a dance instructor for Arthur Murray. Were you a dance instructor?
Yeah, I
didn't even know that. I had no idea. Go ahead.
Well, I didn't do very well in high school, and I was very preoccupied with my social life and not school that much, so I kind of dropped out a little early, which wasn't good. I mean, I think I should have gone to college. But anyway, what can you do? So I was looking for jobs, and I thought, wow, that would be a cool job. And I learned to do all the dances, the merengue, the cha-cha, the waltz, the everything you can think of, paso doble, everything. And I never thought of dancing on the stars. I just never thought of dancing, you know, on that show, but I could sure do all those dances because I taught them. And mostly we had older gentlemen customers.
Ooh.
So, because I was, oh no, they didn't come on or anything, but I was really young. I was like 18, and so it was, you know, weird. And they were always the worst dancers. They were always the worst dancers. They couldn't follow a step. but it was fun anyway. So I stayed there for about a year, and then I started to get commercials, and I quit.
Fantastic. Thanks, Jeff. That was a great question. We're going to go live with another attendee in Zoom. We're going to bring Brian in, and
Hey, Brian,
it will just be
you
1
there?
minute. 1 second. Everybody, Zoom takes a minute for them to bring them in and pull them back in. It's a weird system, but hold tight. Brian's going to be here shortly, so don't freak out either. I think, where is he? Oh, let me see. It didn't work. Sometimes it doesn't work either when I hit the button. So come on. Well, as we wait, let's look for another question here on Facebook. Nate says hello from Chicago. Javier says, how you been, my queen of the jungle?
I've been great, fantastic. I wish I could go back to Africa again. It's funny because last week I was supposed to get a call from Davina, who painted all the Arabian horses to look like zebras, and somehow she got shut out of the home or something happened. But I haven't been back there in like 30 years, and so, man, I'd love to go back so much. It was the most majestic place I had ever been, and all the animals. I went to sanctuaries where there was no poaching allowed, although some real bad people would get in there and poach, but they had people watching all the animals, and so they were pretty safe and lived long lives. And it was a beautiful country and beautiful people, and it was great. I'd love to go back. I really would love to go back.
Nice. I'm having a problem bringing Brian in. I don't know what's the issue, but we'll keep going with some Facebook questions. Dell asks, who was your most favorite memorable fan or fans? Do you have a most favorite fan that you remember other than me?
My most favorite fan.
Go ahead.
Who was a big fan and used to send me gifts all the time.
Who was that?
And Bob.
Oh, Bob.
And he was a great fan. And I had other fans along the way, but he was the most persistent.
There you go. Well, were the fans more persistent when you were on Charlie's Angels than now?
No. You know, it's funny with Charlie's Angels and Bond movies, the fans stay with you for life because I don't know what it is, but there were only so many Bond girls and there were only so many Charlie's Angels, and for some reason there's some fanatical fans out there who want a signature of every one of us. So they come back again and again and get pictures, and you know, those were the two most films or, you know, entertainment that I got the most response.
Exactly. But most recently, for some reason, Tourist Trap is becoming like a good third on that list.
I know. I heard that Stephen King thought it was a really good movie for, you know, believe it or not, Stephen King. It was done for so much. The budget was so small, but those crazy dolls up in the attic just would freak anyone out. And it was really a kind of a freaky, scary movie in a very unconventional way. So, yeah, it is making a comeback.
Excellent.
30 years after it's gone.
Yeah, and it was also just released on Blu-ray, so that might be another reason why it's getting some.
Oh, yeah, well, it's spooky. It's real spooky. I remember being spooked when I was shooting it, those crazy dolls. you know.
Did you keep a
Really
doll?
spoiled. Huh?
Did you keep a doll?
Do I have a doll? Oh, did I keep a doll?
Yeah.
No, I didn't keep a doll. I'm not a doll collector.
Okay, we're gonna try to bring Marty in the room now. I don't know whatever happened to Brian. I'm sorry, something happening on his end. So Marty is in the room. Marty, turn on your camera. Here we
Hey,
go.
Marty.
Hi.
You got a fan back there?
Hold on, let me unmute you for some reason. There we go. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Is
Yes.
that a fan?
Oh yeah, it's. Oop, hello.
Yep, you're there.
Okay, yeah, that's a fan in the background. I'm here in Las Vegas, and it's quite hot, so the fan never stops. How are you doing?
Las Vegas, is it opening up now?
It is. It's full force, and unfortunately, there's no social distancing. It's ridiculous, and I'm just afraid it's going to come back stronger.
Yeah, I thought they put plexiglass between all the machines.
Well, they did. They did. As far as people walking around the casino, it's crowded and it's packed and everybody's next to each other, and it's
Oh,
crazy.
God, that scared me. Are you
Yeah.
scared?
Well, I'm not a big gambler, so I don't really, go to the strip a lot. I'm just basically doing what I've been doing, staying home and only going out for necessities when I need to. So.
Have you seen any shows? Oh, no, none of the shows are open yet.
Right. In fact, our local news mentioned that the shows probably wouldn't open until early next year.
They're gonna what?
They probably will open early next year.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, it's so insane the way the whole world is closed down. We're beginning to open up a little bit here, just a store here and there. And you have to keep your social distance and you have to wear a mask. And some restaurants are putting tables out in the street,
Mhm.
10 feet apart, so people can eat at their restaurants. And all the restaurants have pickup and deliveries, so you can do that. So it's slowly opening up. Nail salons, I think, are opening up, and hairdressers soon. So it's beginning to get a little more normal, but if it spikes again, then they're gonna have to close them down, so who knows?
Yeah, it's crazy, but we'll see where it goes. First of all, I want to thank you because I was a winner of your Sheena movie a couple of weeks ago. So I'm excited to get that. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you were the winner. Cool.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. The question I have for you today is on Charlie's Angels. I think you drove a yellow Jeep and then you also drove the Pinto. Is that correct?
Yeah, I drove a Pinto. A Pinto of all horrible cars.
You know what?
I was not in a Pinto, but I was in a Pinto. Yeah, I was. And I drove the Jeep in the Hawaii segments that we
right.
did there.
Yeah. Whatever happened to those cars? Do you know?
God, who knows? They're in some institute or something. I don't know what they do with them. It depends how iconic they are.
Right.
How many people.
I always felt so famous because my mom had a Mustang too, just like Jacqueline's, but my mom's was bright orange. So yeah, bright orange.
Wow, that must have been in the 70s.
Oh yeah.
That's the color that was big. Bright orange carpets and furniture
Yes.
and cars.
Well, I just wanted to pop in today and say hello and thank you again for the movie. I look forward to receiving it, and you have a wonderful weekend and stay safe.
Oh, and Marty,
Thank you, bye.
can you just reach out to me? Because I've lost your address for that. So if you can just reach
Oh,
out.
sure, not a problem. I'll instant message you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Stay safe.
So, stay safe.
All right, we're going to go with some more questions on Facebook. People in Zoom, if you want to chat on camera, please raise your hand. It's on one of the buttons on the bottom. Let's see. Marty says, Mike and Tanya, I would love to see Tanya working on a Netflix show. We should start a petition. Yes, you should.
Start a petition. I want to do a sitcom, but I'd do anything at this point that was good because Netflix does so many good things. I've been watching Schitt's Creek, which is off the walls great, and Ozark, which is off the walls great. So I would love to work for that network. They really are looking for material because they have so much money to spend that, you know, they need material. So anyone almost can get a job on Netflix at this point.
Exactly. And then Jacqueline, I believe she said you would be great in American Horror Story. From my post, she, I guess, posted to Ryan Murphy to see if she can get you on there. So everyone's trying to get you a job, Tanya. What's up with that?
Keep on rooting. I'm ready.
Rob's asked, he's from New York and wanted to know your view on the protests and what's going on.
Oh, I think they're fantastic. It's about time. It's about time. Finally, something's happening, although I hope something really does come out of it. I hope that there aren't all these racist arrests. There's so many more Black people being arrested. They never in a million years would have taken a fraudulent check person and put him in handcuffs and put their neck on their knee on his neck. Can you imagine that happening to a white person? It would just never happen. And so I'm hoping that the world is going to be more just. I really, really want that to happen because I hate racism. It's so terrible. It just alienates everyone. It separates us and it's no good. And the cops, I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them.
Yes, there's some good cops.
Most
Good cops,
of them.
bad cops, yes. Richard asked, hey, Tanya, do you still have your dance moves?
My dance moves? Oh, sure.
You have to go dancing when this is.
Yeah, I never did Dancing with the Stars, but yeah, I can still mambo and cha-cha and merengue and all those. Yeah, waltz and foxtrot and you name it. I still got them. Well, it's like riding a bike, you know, once you do it, you don't forget it.
Beautiful. Well, we're going to bring Dave into the room in Zoom and chat with Dave for a second. So give us a second. Here he comes. Welcome. Let me ask to start your camera.
Unmute.
I've unmuted you and your camera. There you go.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good.
I'm coming to you from work today. I dispatched police for a university here in Pennsylvania.
You're just what?
I'm at work. I dispatch a police department for a university here in Pennsylvania.
Oh, you're not working for the police, or are you?
I am. I'm a dispatcher.
It's just that, you know, growing up, it was the taste of smoking pot, and they'd always harass me, and
I did that too.
other nationalities.
But anyway, I just wanted to pop in and say, enjoyed your work in Charlie's Angels, that 70s show, and absolutely loved Beastmaster. That was one of the very first DVDs I ever bought. So,
Really?
yes, I was hoping that I was going to meet you a couple of months ago back at Chiller, because I'm from that end of the country, and have you sign it. But
You decided against it.
what's that? Yeah, they did, which is understandable.
Oh, yeah, they closed it. And I think it's closed this coming year too.
Yeah,
Because of this.
as far as the last I read, they're going to be open for October and Halloween weekend.
Oh,
That was the
Oh,
last I
cool.
read. Don't hold me to it. That's by the last I read.
I'll hold you to it.
Okay. Okay. That'll work. But anyway, like I said, I wanted to have you sign that. I didn't get a chance to do that. Hopefully we'll get to see you sometime in the not too far distant future.
If I feel safe to go out, because
Yes.
there's a lot of one-on-one pictures that I take with people, and that's hugging. And
Got to have a picture with you. I have to do that.
Yeah, the problem is we couldn't hug.
Yes. And I'm very respectable. I was actually friends with several celebrities, so everything's cool.
Cool.
But I don't want to keep you. I don't really have any questions. I just wanted to say thank you for, being there. And I haven't never got to see the only Bond movie I ever got to see, unfortunately, was Live and Let Die. So they don't have your copy at my local store. So I've been watching. I haven't seen it yet.
Soon.
Yeah, they have all, I think all of them but that one. So I'm waiting to find it. As soon as I find it, I promise I'll watch it. So,
Cool.
and Mike, I love that headshot of yours you posted the other day. That was pretty nice. I think I commented on it.
But I had hair and a waistline. Yes, thank you.
Yes, hey, that was me at one time too. I still have the hair, but the waistline's been going.
All right. Well, thank you, Dave. Thanks for dropping by.
Thanks for letting me come in.
Stay safe.
You too.
Stay safe. Bye-bye.
All right. We have a few more questions on Facebook. Let's see. Andre, I'll read this, but I'm not sure what it means. I was working in an Italian production, a real plan, or was it just happened? Never mind. I don't know what it is. Sorry, Andre. I think he's from Italy. It's not translating properly. Lucy Land says, Miss Tanya Roberts, I love the episode Stunt Woman Angels. What was the episode you loved on Charlie's Angels?
I can't say I had a favorite, but I loved all the ones we did in Hawaii. I had never been to Hawaii before then, and it was so gorgeous, It was great. It was so much fun to be working on the beach and swimming in the water and scuba diving, and we had sushi every night. It was really great. I loved it.
Exactly. I love Hawaii. Ty asks, hey Tanya, hope easy for me to say. Hope all is great with you. Do you tour the UK when you work here? Have you been to Wales?
I haven't been to Wales, and I have gone to the UK several times. My mom's English, so I lived there as a little girl for a couple of years on and off, and in Manchester. And I think I'm going to go there for signing soon. I went there for signing a few years ago, and I'd love to go back because we got lost on the subways and we ended up in who knows where, but we didn't end up where I wanted to go to Bond Street. So what can I tell you? But it was still great, and it was still a really nice hotel, and it was just great to be in London and hear all those great accents. They can do American accents, but we can't do English accents. I still can't figure that one out.
That is so true. So true. Javier asks, are you and Ted Wass still good friends?
Yeah, I see him once in a while. Yeah, he has a grown-up kid now. The kid was a baby when we worked together, and I think, well, she's a complete adult now. But yeah, I see him every once in a while. He's now at the director.
Excellent. Okay, Andre has come back with his question. He said, I meant, how did you end up working on Hearts and Armors?
Oh, how did I end up working? They offered it to me. And I thought, Sicily for 6 months, fantastic. And I just took the job, and it was like a fairy tale. It's based on Orlando Furioso, which doesn't really seem to have a beginning or an end. It's a tale that takes place in Sicily. And we shot near Mount Etna, and it was beautiful at Etna, and it was beautiful. And the food was off the tank, man. The food was so great. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. With octopus sauce on the pasta, a lot of octopus sauce there is in Sicily. And black sauce on white pasta. It's really a trip. But the food was great, and the people were great, and I learned to speak a little Italian, and I stayed there a few weeks after, and I really loved it.
That's great. Yeah, that octopus sauce. We used to work at a restaurant in Sunset called El Chaya, and we served that octopus on the white pasta. It always freaked me out. Always freaked me out.
But it tastes good.
I didn't even taste it.
Oh, that's freaked out. Okay.
I was not even that adventurous when I was 21 in LA, and I was black on my pasta. Weird.
Well, what can you say? Maybe you'll have one day come upon you when someone offers you octopus sauce on your
I'll have to do it. I will. Hey, anybody in Zoom, if anybody wants to come on camera, please raise your hand. We're going to wrap this up very shortly here. We have a couple more questions on Facebook. Javier asked, was there ever going to be a sequel to Sheena?
Yeah, there is. There's one being made in the next year, I think, with Scarlett Johansson. That's what I heard, and then they shut down production, or they stopped it, put a red light on it, and then I heard it was going to happen again. So that's where I am. I don't know any more than that. But the original script was so great, and then they brought in another writer who screwed it up completely, and a director who screwed it up completely, and the whole film was terrible. And it was really a shame, because we had all the money in the world to spend and all the wild animals we brought. And it was supposed to be a love story, and it just ended up being a mishmash of nothing very much. And it was really sad for me, because I loved shooting there and I loved doing the movie. So I was disappointed.
Yeah, I really like Sheena. I think it is a fun film to watch. It is weird how they kind of force the comedy in it. I mean, they really kind of force the comedy.
No. That was the second writer they brought in. He didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
He was out to lunch. Out to lunch.
He was having pasta with that black sauce. That's what he was doing. He was out to lunch.
That's right.
Sharon on Facebook asked, do you ever do voiceovers in cartoons?
No, and I want to so much, but I've got to speak to my agent about it, because I have a weird voice. People always tell me I have a strange-ish voice, and that I'd be great for comics, and yet I've never. Well, now that they're doing this, they're hiring regular actors to do voiceovers. There used to be an art form called a voiceover, and those people just did voiceovers, and they were famous for doing voiceovers. Now it's the famous people are doing voiceovers, and I'm not saying they're bad, but I'm saying they could sure get better voiceover people if they were real voiceover people. But what can you do? That's just the way Disney is. Disney. I gotta blame it all on Disney.
But you would be perfect. You have a perfect, unique voice when you that voice. And the last question of the day I think we'll do is, Andre asked, other than you, who is the most beautiful Bond girl in your opinion?
Shirley Eaton, the one who got painted gold in Goldfinger. She was so beautiful, so beautiful. I ran into her at a signing and she had a lot of wrinkles, but she was still so fucking beautiful. Pardon my French. It was amazing. She just stayed beautiful, and it didn't matter how old she was. She was my favorite.
Well, that from another beautiful Bond lady, Angel, Tanya Roberts. Thank you for a wonderful afternoon here on our first Saturday. It's a I guess a cold Saturday up there on the hill. It's not that cold down here. And what are your plans for the day?
I don't know. I think I might take a hike with my little girl because I didn't take her out this morning. But I'm not sure. There's also a couple of binge watches I want to do. I'm just watching the Jeffrey Epstein one, which is so demented. He's so debauched. He should have, I think he was killed off by all the rich and famous people who had stuff to do with him, like Trump, who was in 800 pictures with him, and a lot of other very well-to-do people who just so that they could get their hands on a 12-year-old. It was a horrible situation, but it is kind of interesting. And I'm not surprised he was killed. I don't believe he killed himself. I think someone got to him. But that's what I'm doing. Or I'm going to finish watching Schitt's Creek.
Oh.
Or both.
Or both. Your choices are endless up there on the hill.
Yeah, you got
And what does Lance have planned for dinner? I always want to know.
pea soup.
Hey, soup. Oh, jeez.
Homemade pea soup.
Not my favorite, but I'm sure Lance's is better than what
Oh, yeah. Pea soup. I love pea soup. No, he makes it really great.
Chicken piccata.
And chicken piccata?
Oh, and chicken piccata.
Oh,
Chicken piccata.
all right.
Great.
Well,
What
everybody,
are you up to tonight?
what am I up to tonight? Not much. I think I'm just working on editing my recent show for Collectors Haven, my new show on collectors. I'm finishing the editing the third show today, premiere, and I got roller skates this week, so I think I'm going to put them on and maybe roller skate around the pool today.
Four-wheel rollers.
I'm sorry?
Didn't you get roller skates, the real four-wheeler ones?
Yes, I did. Yeah, they came in on, I think, I haven't tried them yet. Now that my foot's,
But why didn't you try the rollerblades?
oh, I have those, but rollerblades for me, I always feel like I'm going to fall off of them because they're like this. And I feel like I don't have any control with the rollerblades. With roller skates, I have more control. So
Oh,
last thing I need is a broken leg.
other 75-year-old people are going to be on four wheels.
That would be me. Okay, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for our first Saturday live chat with Tanya Roberts. Remember, if you want a cameo, Tanya's on Cameo. If you would like a signed photo, go over to tanyaroberts.biz and order a photo. We just also opened our first Redbubble, I think it's called. I have posted a couple on Tanya's fan page. So if you want to go over there, and we're just starting to get some of the artwork up. So go over there, get a face mask, or we designed one that says I was just online with Tanya Roberts. You can get a face mask with that on. So go on over there and check all that stuff out.
Okay.
Okay, well, it sounds like we have a lot of stuff to do. What?
Have a great day.
You have a great day too, Tanya. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye.